You've heard the phrase, timing is everything. Do you think that's really true? Timing might not be everything, but try getting to the airport 5 minutes after your plane left. Or try asking somebody on a date by calling at 5:30 a.m. Or show up to a party a half hour early. Or try eating cookies that are 3 minutes underbaked. Timing might not be everything, but it's definitely important. Today, I want to share with you a story that, at least in part, is about timing. Saul, the king of the Israelites, had gathered an army to attack their enemy, the Philistines. After an initial Israelite victory, the Philistines came with their full force. Saul and his men were vastly outnumbered. The details of the story aren't 100% clear, but Samuel had commanded Saul to wait for him to arrive so that Samuel could offer sacrifice and give further counsel before Saul went to battle. Saul's men were afraid of the Philistine army, and perhaps Saul had encouraged them, saying, "Don't worry, Samuel's coming soon. He told me he would be here, and with his help, we will conquer." But Samuel didn't come at the appointed time. The men in the army were afraid of the Philistines and started to desert Saul's army. Saul was in a tough spot. What should he do? Unfortunately, Saul chose to take matters into his own hands and offer the sacrifice himself. Now, to you and me, that might not seem like a big deal. But in doing so, he appears to have been usurping Samuel's authority, and he was definitely violating a commandment of God. So here's where we get to the phrase, timing is everything. We read, as soon as Saul had finished offering the burnt offering, Samuel arrived. So if Saul had waited for just 5 more minutes, everything would have been fine. Instead, probably with a guilty look on his face, Saul went to greet Samuel. "What have you done?" Samuel asked. Saul replied, "When I saw that the people were slipping away from me, and that you didn't come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines were gathering, I offered the burnt offering." Did you notice how Saul shifts the responsibility in his statement? Rather than owning up to his mistake, he says, "The people were slipping away. You didn't come when you said you would. The Philistines were getting ready to attack." It's easy to fall into this trap of blaming others for our own decisions. Samuel said to Saul, "You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded you. The Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever, but now your kingdom will not continue." There are lots of lessons from this story, but I want to come back to where we began. Timing is really important. Saul felt like Samuel was delaying in coming, and so he gave up. As a result, he lost his kingdom. Sometimes in life, it may seem like we are in a delay. Maybe we feel like God has missed his appointed time with us, and so we want to turn away from what we know is right. But learn a lesson from Saul. When you feel like giving up, hang on a little while longer. Trust in God. 5 more minutes would have changed Saul's life. For you and me, we might wind up waiting longer than 5 minutes, but when we are waiting on the Lord, it is worth the wait.